Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 best dead card games that I've played. Now, as you know, my channel's all about dead card games, along with the few living ones that I do every now and then. But today I wanted to talk to you about the top 10 that I've played and kind of why I think they are the best. Now, to start off this list, we're going to talk about one that I've only done one unboxing for, and it's Battle Spirits. Battle Spirits is a very unique game. It has a very unique art style. Just the way that you bring out the creatures, the way they play, all the different type of decks you can build, and it's not like every other one where it's based off one faction. You can mix and match the colors together, and overall, I mean, it's very solid gameplay. There's not too many games out there like it, and it's one of Bandai's best that did not catch on here in America, and it's sad that it didn't. So that's number 10. Then we move to number 9, which was also another game that did not catch on here very well. This one was mainly because of the marketing aspect. Number 9 is Epic Battles. Now, as you know, I've unboxed Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. There's also Tekken. The reason that I put it on this list is I like these games that have the multiple license crossing together to fight type games, and that's what this had. This had Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Tekken. Tekken being the last one with Darkstalkers as another one they were going to make but was unreleased. And it's a good game. I mean, it plays kind of like UFS, and like I said, it's just one of those games where you're going to have a nice clash of different licenses, and to me, those are always fun. It's always unique to do something like that. I could have Bison fight, let's say Kazuya from Tekken. I could have just crazy matchups like that. So that stuff always intrigues me, and it's a good combat system. It's fun. High attacks, low attacks, ultimate moves, stuff like that. It's very neat. But that's number 9. Then we're going to move to number 8, which I picked because I was into the game at the time. And yes, this is based off a video game, but it is now a TCG that you can download and play. But I played the cards back in the day, and it was just something my friends and I could play as an alternative to Magic, and that's World of Warcraft. I was very into the game, and so at the time I knew a lot of the characters, and then a buddy of mine said, hey, they have World of Warcraft trading cards. Do you want to play? And I said, yeah. It's a very easy game, easy mechanic, It's not very hard at all, so you'll have tons of fun even if you don't know the characters in the game. So that's why it's number 8. Next we move to number 7, which is going to be kind of like number 9 in a sense, because I was talking about how you can have different licenses clashing. And this one had 2 licenses, and 2 of the biggest licenses that you can obtain. And I'm talking about the Versus system, which had Marvel and DC Comics. Versus system is a really, really easy game to start, but it's hard to master. It's very fun because I'm very into DC Comics, and I've always wanted to see Marvel versus DC. I've always wanted Batman to fight Spider-Man, and never really had that opportunity until you play Versus system, which you can do that. You can have just so many combinations. You can have Superman fight the Hulk if you want, and I mean it's real easy. I mean, you just put some things down as resources, and then you can bring out your people. And it lasted quite a while, and it was a very good game. I mean, people still play it to this day. It's a great game. We're gonna move to number 6. Now, the rest of these are basically going to be anime related, because a lot of ones that I've played are anime related, and these are all going to be anime related from here on out. So we're going to move to number 6. Now this is an anime that I'm not particularly into, but I like the card game. And that's Inuyasha. Inuyasha has always been popular from what I remember. I remember when I was a kid and people liked Inuyasha when I was still watching Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, and it would come on Toonami, and I would catch a few episodes occasionally, but I never was grasped into it. Now, like a lot of other score games, it plays kind of similar. You know, I mean, it's an anime and it's by score, so I mean they're going to be kind of the same. So, still, it's fun nonetheless, and it's pretty cheap to collect. Okay, then we're going to get to number 5. Now this one is a two for one, I guess you can say. Basically because they play the same, they're by the same company, and both of them are pretty fun, especially if you play them against each other. I don't have the official rules for that, but I'm pretty sure it's real easy to do. And number 5 is the Naruto and Dragon Ball Bandai card game. I know this one is not as popular as the original one or the Panini one is, but it's actually very fun to play. You could have Naruto characters and people from Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or even Dragon Ball GT fight against each other, and this was the only card game you could do it, well, for America anyways. I know there's Miracle Battle in Japan, but we don't have that here, so. And it's a very simple game to play. You have 3 characters, and you just kind of duel it out, so. Number 4, we're going to move on. This is one that I've just recently started playing, because I just recently started watching the anime last year. And it's the Bleach trading card game. And as you've seen, I've opened up quite a bit of it, quite a bit of the starter decks. And it's pretty good. I mean, it plays, to me, it kind of has a Magic the Gathering sort of feel. Because you have to have a certain amount of energies, which is kind of like the lands, to do certain things, and certain characters give you certain amounts of each one. And it's just a back and forth type game. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z as well, but it's an interesting game, and I like it a little more now that I know the characters and I can relate to what should go with what better. And I mean, it's a pretty fun game. So I mean, it's one you should definitely play. Okay, so number 3 is one that I have not had too many playthroughs, but the times I have, it was kind of tough to get, but it was fun. And it's the Yu Yu Hakusho TCG, also by score. As you can see, a lot of the things have been by score. One reason that it's on this list is because I love Yu Yu Hakusho, and you know, I played the video games and then trading card game. I finally got it many years after it was done for, and it plays a lot like other score games, and I guess it's because I like score that these games are on this list, and because I like anime, and then Score does a lot of the anime games, but yeah, the whole build your own team of what you want, and I like a lot of the characters on there. I like to mix and match people and see what kind of outcome I can get. So that's what kind of drew me into that. So we're going to go ahead and move to number 2, which was the original Dragon Ball Z card game. Now this one I have more memories with than the Yu Hakusho one. The Dragon Ball Z card game I played when I think I was probably like 10 years old. So that was about 2001. Although I saw the cards back in 2000, never picked them up until 2001. I remember playing the game and not getting it first, you know, then once you get the hang of it, it's a really fun game. Just back and forth, smack each other. I remember having a cell deck and wanting to build Cooler and Turles, but I never did because I never got Turles, and I never knew what to put with Cooler because didn't have the internet back then to help me out, so, to kind of give me suggestions. And on top of that, it was hard to get the cards around my area, so that kind of didn't help, but I still had fun with what I had. And many, many memories. Okay, so before we get to number one, just want to make some quick mentions. Zatch Bell, it's a neat game, but I don't like the card in the binder type thing. I like the anime, but that's just, it kind of throws me off from that, having to play it in the binder. I really wanted to put it on this list, but I kind of decided to go against that and didn't. So, Overpower. I have played it before because I have a friend who has a few starters. And it's another one that has Marvel and DC, but I just don't have enough experience with it to put it on this list. So, alright, so why don't we get to number one? Now, if you've seen on my channel, I open a lot of certain games. You've seen I've opened a lot of Kaijudo, Redakai, certain things like that. And usually some of those are the ones that I like the best, except for Redakai. I got Redakai because it was cheap. But getting past that, number one is Duel Masters / Kaijudo. Yes, I'm sure people who have seen this channel for quite a while, who have watched the videos, probably might have guessed that, and it's also part of my channel. It is my channel icon. And, yeah, let me say, Duel Masters was great because it kind of picked at Yu-Gi-Oh!, which I was into at the time. And then Duel Masters came out, and it kind of pulled me away from that. And then it kind of picked at it, and I was like, "Oh, look at that! It's interesting. It's picking at Yu-Gi-Oh!" And Yu-Gi-Oh! Tried to be so serious, and then Duel Masters came along and kind of made fun of it and showed the lighter comedy side of it. And so then I started playing the card game. Now in my area, it was really hard to get these cards as well, so I didn't get to get very much. I remember getting the base set starter deck and the set 2, I believe is what it is, starter deck, which is the red box. And I remember having those, and I remember getting 4 base set booster packs as a kid, and that was it. That was all we could ever find around here. And so I remember my little brother and I would play the game, and we would have a lot of fun playing the game. Then 2012 comes around, and Wizard of the Coast decided they were going to bring back Duel Masters. And I thought, okay, maybe I can bust out the old cards. And then they said, that the old stuff's not compatible. I didn't care. I was like, that's great. I'm ready to play it. I'm ready to see if I can get people to be interested in it and to play it, have it kind of expand and do well. The thing is I didn't have that happen until June of 2014. So, not very long. Maybe a little bit before that. So, but I still did buy the cards, collect the cards, and I had a lot of fun playing tournaments. I didn't go very far in the game, but I went far enough to make me happy and to enjoy the game, and collected a lot of cards in the process. The biggest collection I've ever owned, and it's more than 10,000 cards, and it's still growing. And when it comes to YouTube, it's the stuff that I have the most fun unboxing for you all. So, anyways, guys, thanks for checking out my top 10 favorite dead card games. So I'll be trying to put out some more stuff here soon, just waiting on it all to come in. But anyways, guys, until next time, I will see you all then.